Odisha, a land of lush green valleys and rolling hills, is home to several tribal communities. Living in scattered villages deep within the forest, these tribal communities rely on the natural bounties of their environment to meet their daily needs. They practice subsistence farming, using a combination of wetland and shifting cultivation, alongside horticulture, forest produce collection, hunting and fishing. Tribal communities cultivate rice, minor millets, pulses and vegetables, which they consume along with a variety of seasonal fruits, leaves, edible flowers, insects, mushrooms, roots and tubers collected from the forest. The wild roots and tubers collected by these communities are highly nutritious. They may be roasted, boiled, or prepared as a curry. There are several varieties of wild roots and tubers. Some grow just under the surface, while the others need to be dug out from deep within the soil. Part of the Kandha tribal community, the Dongria Kandha, practice a mix of settled agriculture and horticulture. Dongria Kandha villages are located in the upper reaches of the Niyamgiri hills in Bissam Katak, Kalyan Singhpur and Muniguda blocks of Raigada district. On these hill slopes, they grow pineapple, turmeric and vegetables. This winter morning, the women of Khambesi village are headed into the forest to collect Jada kunna, a large wild tuber. Wild tubers are called kunna in the Kui language spoken by the Dongria Kandha. The community identifies 7 varieties of wild tubers that are collected by them in different seasons. Using iron rods and hose, they dig 3 to 4 feet deep before they unearth a cluster of Jada kunna tubers. Each tuber is a couple of feet in length. Their in-depth knowledge of local flora enables the Dongria Kandha women to identify specific creepers amidst the dense vegetation and determine where to dig for this wild tuber. Jada kunna tubers are collected from the hill forests, though the Dongria Kandha may also plant them in their fields. Other wild tubers like Karadu kunna, Rani kunna and Happa kunna are also collected on a seasonal basis. The ability to determine the exact location of digging within the dense forest and the knowledge of how to process and consume these roots and tubers forms a vital part of the indigenous knowledge system of the Dongria Kandha. As dusk falls, the collection is complete and the women return to the village. On the way back, the collected tubers are washed in running water. At the settlement, the washed tubers are cut into large pieces. They are placed in pots and seasoned with salt. Water is added and the tubers are steamed over an open fire. Once the tubers are cooked, they are allowed to cool. The outer skin is removed with knives. The Jada kunna is eaten plain with no additional seasoning. Residing in the districts of Koraput and Nabrangpur, the Dharua are skilled in bamboo basketry. The Dharua women are preparing small bamboo collection baskets. They also weave bamboo winnows and containers for their daily use and to sell in local markets. Usually, tribal communities engage in forest produce collection during the lean season after the harvest. Wild roots and tubers are abundant during this time. While foraying into the forests, the Dharua women collect these tubers along with leaves, fruits and bamboo. In the winter months, these women collect a tuber or kurdel, locally known as shitong. It is one of the 5 edible wild tubers collected by the community. Shitong tubers can be found 2 to 3 feet below the soil and are excavated using hoes. We asked Rambati Dharua how they were able to locate these tubers.
आमी जंगल को जीवु जे सिटंग कुर्डल बोली केरी जंगल को जीवु कजी बोलबो जन आड़े से सिटंग कुर्डल तिबो से माल को अनै ताकू सारी आड़े गरजाई बोलबो चावल संगे गरजाई बोलबो गुदुम 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 करबे सी कांदा तिबा पटकू एटी कांदा अछि बोली केरी आमी जन ताकू गरजाई लाबाट के आखा ताकू कलबो कोला कोली करी सी कांदा बारले सी कांदा को आमी नहीं कि 8 बजार करी आमी दुकान को कि घर को रुचाई बास करी आमी खाइबा व्यवस्था करबो.
Once a sufficient quantity of tubers has been collected, they are carried back in collection baskets. At the village, the tubers are washed and the thick brown skin is removed. The tubers are then cut into pieces, boiled and eaten. At times, shitong kurdel is also collected and sold in the local market or hart. Neighbors of the Dharua, the Paroja, practice wetland cultivation of paddy in the hill tracts of Koraput and Nabrangpur districts. The community collects several types of wild tubers, which they call Kanda. Among them are Kanda, Turgoi Kanda, Nangal Kanda, Surundi Kanda, and Sindhi Kanda. Sirendi Kanda belongs to the Dioscorea family of woody vines that grow abundantly in the forests of Odisha. Identifying the leaves of this vine, the Paroja dig the soil to unearth and collect these tubers. In total, the tribal communities of Odisha collect and consume 13 different types of wild roots and tubers belonging to the Dioscorea family. Kanda grows in the rocky soil of the hill forests. The tubers are often located deep within the soil, wedged between boulders.
ସବୁଦିନ ସମାନ ନାହିଁ ଗୋଟେ ଦିନରେ ମିଳୁଥିଲା ଗୋଟେ ଦିନରେ ନ ମିଳୁଥିଲା ପ୍ରତିଦିନ ଯାଉଥିଲୁ ଆମେ ଛୋଟ ଥିଲା ବେଲେ ଆଉ କାମ ଦାମ କିଛି କରୁନାଇନି ଖାଲି ଜଙ୍ଗଲରେ ପଶିଥିଲୁ ପିଟ କାନ୍ଦା ପାଇ ଆଣି ସନ୍ଧ୍ୟା ଲିକାଇବା ସେଟା ସକାଳ ଲିକାଇବା ଯେଟା ଆଉ ଖାଇ କରି ସକାଳେ ବଣରେ ପଳାଇବା ମାତ୍ର ଗଛକୁ ମାଲ ହେଇଥିବ ମାଲକୁ ଦେଖି ଆଗେ ମାଲ ଦେଖିକରି ପରେ ଯାଇକରି ମୂଳକୁ ଦେଖିବାର ପଡ଼ିବ ନହେଲେ ମାଲ ସିଣି ନ ପାରିଲେ ଗାତ ହେବୁ ନାଇଁ ବେକାରେ ଗାତ ଖୋଲିବାକୁ ପଡ଼ିବ ଖୋଜିରା ତାଙ୍କର ଖୋଜି କରି ତାଙ୍କୁ ଜାଗାରେ ଗାତ ଖୋଲିବୁ 3 ଫୁଟ ବି ଖୋଲିବୁ 4 ଫୁଟ ବି ଖୋଲିବୁ ଯେତିକି ଗଲା ଖନ୍ଦା ମାଲ ଯେତିକି ଗଲା ସେତିକି ଖୋଲିବା କାଢ଼ବାର ପଡ଼ିବ କୋଉ ଜାଗାରେ ଉପରକୁ ଥିବ କୋଉ ଜାଗାରେ ବେଶୀ ଦୂରକୁ ଥିବ ମାଟି କାଢ଼ବାକୁ ବେଶୀ କଷ୍ଟ ପଡ଼ିବ କେରଲା ସମ୍ରାଟ
Today, the efforts taken to collect Kanda have been rewarded. From the deep hole dug by the Paroja men, a good quantity of this tuber has been collected.
ତାଙ୍କୁ ନଦୀରେ ନେଇ କରି ମା ମାନେ ନେବେ ଆମେ ଆଣିବୁ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଦେଇଦେବୁ ହେଲେ ନଦୀରେ ବୋଇ କରି ନେବେ ସଫା କରିବେ ଆଣିବେ
The collected tubers are brought back to the village, washed, cleaned, and cut into small pieces. The tubers may be boiled or roasted and are consumed with or without rice.
ରୋଷେଇ ବୋଲେ ତାଙ୍କୁ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ତେଲେ ଚାଉଳ ଥିଲେ ଚାଉଳ ପକାଇବ ନଥିଲା ବୋଲେ ଖାଲି ପାଣିରେ ମିଶାଇବି ତାଙ୍କୁ ଟିକେ ପାଣି କରି ଖାଇଦେବି ଯୋନ୍ ପ୍ରକାର କଲେ ସେମିତି ହେଇଛି ତାଙ୍କୁ ତରକାରୀ କଲେ ବି ହେବ ନା ତାଙ୍କୁ କାଲି ସିଝାଇ ଖାଇଲେ ବି ହେବ ନିଆଁରେ ପୋଡ଼ାଇ ଖାଇଲେ ବି ଚଳିବ ହେଲେ ତାଙ୍କର ଭାତରେ ମିଶାଇ କରି ଖାଇଲେ ବି ଚଳୁଛି ଆଣ ରନ୍ଧା ହେଲା ବୋଲି ଡାକିଲେ ଆମେ ସମସ୍ତେ ବସି ପିଲାମାନେ କ'ଣ ସବୁ ବସି ଖାଇଦେବୁ ମାର୍କେଟରେ ବିକୁଛନ୍ତି ଏ ଆଜିକାଲିଠୁ ବିକୁଛି ଆଗ କାଳରେ ବିକୁ ନଥିଲେ ଜାଣିନଥିଲେ ଖାଇବା ଲୋକ ବି ନ ଜାଣିଥିଲେ ଆମେ ଖାଇବା ଲୋକ କା ଜାଣୁଥିଲୁ ବଣରେ ଖୋଜି ଆଣିକରି ଖାଉଥିଲୁ ଏବେ ମାର୍କେଟରେ ବି ଚଲୁଛି
In the past, the practice of subsistence agriculture meant that food grain supplies would diminish during the monsoon and early winter months. To tide over this shortage, tribal communities would rely on edible roots and tubers, leaves, flowers, mushrooms, and fruits collected from the forest till the winter harvest. Today, food grain is mostly available to tribal communities throughout the year. Nonetheless, these communities continue to follow their seasonal cycle, collecting and consuming wild roots and tubers. Now, they also sell these roots and tubers in the local markets. Other communities have started to purchase and consume these tubers, providing tribal communities with an additional income. In recent years, some tribal communities have started cultivating a few types of wild roots and tubers. For the most part, however, tribal communities continue to depend on the forest and undertake seasonal collection of edible wild roots and tubers. While collecting roots and tubers, these communities rarely disturb the surrounding vegetation. The tubers are cut in such a way that a small portion is left underground, still connected to the creeper. This practice ensures that the creeper survives and can regenerate so as to provide more tubers in the coming seasons and years. This practice of forest produce collection that also protects the local ecology is an inherent part of the indigenous knowledge systems of each of these tribal communities. It demonstrates how these communities live sustainably and in harmony with the forests that protect and provide for them. There is hope that their way of life will endure, and with it, the forests that they call home will continue to flourish.